Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another video. Happy holidays to each and every single one of you. Hope you are all doing very, very well post-Christmas. I hope you've all had a very wonderful Christmas. I hope you're all now gearing up for the end of the year and the beginning of a brand new one. But there's still plenty of football to talk about. So I hope we're all doing well. Hope we're all doing well first and foremost. As always with these live streams and videos, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, hit up the chat. Would love to talk to you all. I know it's been a few days. I know it's been a couple of weeks actually since probably my last live stream. But I'd love to catch up with you all. See how you guys are doing. Like I say, talk to me. Whether it's stuff that you've done in the holidays, whether it's stuff that you've done over Christmas, stuff that you're gearing up for the new year with, any of that stuff would be greatly appreciated and will obviously be wonderfully received, as well as obviously talking football, because that is the main reason why we are here today. We are obviously talking football and we're catching up on some Liverpool content for us to kick off Monday with and we're going to be focusing mainly on Wolves, the win against Wolves on Saturday. So like I always say, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We are 3 subscribers away at the last time of checking from 1,000. If we could hit that 1,000 either during this live stream or at least by the end of the year, that would be phenomenal. As I always say, I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here, for viewing the content, or for getting involved in whichever way it is, liking, subscribing, showing support, all of that good stuff. Really do appreciate it from each and every single one of you. But yes, we're going to get into the video. We're going to get into the main meat of the video and the main content, and it's about Liverpool Football Club and mainly the victory on Saturday. What can we say about that 2-1 win against Wolves? Well, let's focus on the positives to start off with, shall we? First and foremost, we got the win. It wasn't exactly the prettiest of victories you're ever going to see. It wasn't exactly the nicest of victories that you're ever going to see. But the main part of that game was that we got 3 more points on the board. We are currently lying 4th in the Premier League table. We are still 7 points adrift of 3rd place Aston Villa, 8 points adrift of Manchester City, who are in 2nd, and 10 points adrift of Arsenal, who are, of course, leading the way and top of the table. But the positive is that we're 3 points clear of Chelsea, which is amusing in of itself. We're going to be talking about Chelsea in a future video, because I've got some very intriguing things to talk about with Chelsea in terms of where they are as a team and as a club. But we're 3 points adrift of Chelsea. We're 3 points adrift of Manchester United. We've got wins on the board. We've got an unbeaten run going. It's not exactly the most convincing of unbeaten runs. But at the same time, in saying that, it's still something to at least cling on to. The main part of Saturday's win was, of course, just getting 3 points on the board. Another part of Saturday that was good. Florian Wirtz got his goal. He finally got his goal. And again, rival fans are going to shift the goalposts like they did last week. They said, oh, he couldn't do it against 11 men. He had to do it against 10 to get an assist. And now he's got a goal. It's, oh, well, he can only do it against a side that hasn't won all season. He's been playing very well for the most part. Especially in these past recent weeks, just hasn't had the goals or assists to show for how good of his performances have been. He finally gets his goal I'm happy for him. I absolutely love and adore it. I couldn't care less who it was against. He gets his goal. I'm really happy for him. I hope his good performances continue, and I hope he's starting to now really find his feet in the Premier League. Absolute joy for that man right there. Very, very happy for him. Massive, massive moment for him in his career, and especially for Liverpool Football Club. Massive, massive, massive. Other than that, I'm struggling. Other than that, I'm really, really struggling to find positives in that win on Saturday. I really, really am. I don't really think there's much more. I thought the first half was decent. And then the second half was once again a case of, as soon as Wolves got back into the game, we looked shaky. We looked really scared. We looked terrified. And that is not good. You can't be the defending Premier League champions, gone into the summer spending 450 odd million, only to be terrified of a team who has not won all season. That is just simply not good enough. Big up your local weirdo. Big up to you, my friend. It says okay and good. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you here with us. Honestly, it was bittersweet because I can't even speak. Slot's idea is to get 2 points to let the team at ease, which is a bad thing. Kinsman, I couldn't honestly agree more. This team is so weird. We go 2-0 up and then we panic. We go 2-0 up and we panic. We've done it a lot this season, and there's been no improvement of that since the beginning. If you remember, Bournemouth, 2 goals up, let it slip. Against Newcastle, 2 goals up, down to 10 men were Newcastle, but they still managed to get back into the game for 2-2. You know, we've done it so many times this season where we've been 2-0 up, seemingly cruising, and then we do a stupid error, a monumental mistake, and all of a sudden the other team are back in the game and we look on the ropes. I don't understand what this team mentally is thinking. I'm not putting that part of the conversation all the way down to the manager, but those are the kinds of symptoms that lead back to the root cause, which I believe is the manager. So as good as what the results have somewhat been these past several weeks in terms of, well, at least we haven't lost, the performances just haven't been up to the standard that we should expect. And they're not showing any signs of improving either. And with them not showing any signs of improving, I have to question what the hell is going on, because once again, it feels like a ticking time bomb. It feels like one bad result and all of a sudden we go back to where we were when we were losing to Palace, Galatasaray, Chelsea, Man United, Brentford, PSV, Forest, and whoever else we lost to during that spell. One bad result and it all goes horribly wrong again. It all goes down south and it all nosedives, in my opinion. But I will say I'm happy that this past 2 matches, the new signings got their time to shine. Absolutely. I mean, it's obviously horrible what's happened to Alexander Isak just as he gets his second goal of the season. Like, just seems like he's starting to get a bit of a run in the team, and especially alongside the kind of players that you probably want to play with. And then, bang, gone. Just like that. But Florian Wirtz, like I say, has been very, very good these past few weeks. Hasn't had the goals and assists to show for his good performances, but it was starting to seemingly get up to a certain point and a certain standard. And long may that continue. And hopefully, that will be the case where we'll start to see more from him in that aspect. And then it can really shut up the doubters, the haters, and the ones that just want to moan at everything. So fingers crossed for Florian Wirtz going forward. Big up Dean, who's in the building. Lovely to have you here, my friend. Hope you're doing well. He says, highlights past results have been good in terms of wins, but I'm not convinced with Liverpool. The performances have been so bad. I'm so pleased for Wirtz. He's been putting in good performances. And I couldn't agree more, my friend. I really couldn't agree more. Like I say, Wirtz, for me, very good performances. Just haven't had the goals or assists to show for them good performances. And he finally gets an assist last week. He gets a goal this week. That's 2 outputs for him officially. I know that, you might say technically he got an assist for the own goal at Sunderland, but that doesn't technically go down as an assist unless you're playing FPL. But yeah, I couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more. The performances have not been anywhere near as good. You can pick out certain individuals again, but apart from that, it's not a collective. It's not as a unit. It's not together. And look, as much as I say that the first half was decent, there's still issues there. I mean, it took Jeremy Frimpong to basically take the ball and go, you know what, I'm just going to be Jeremy Frimpong. The kind of Jeremy Frimpong that we hoped we were signing from Bayer Leverkusen, who's not had that chance to really shine from that position and do that kind of thing. To take on 3 men, pull it back from the byline, find Ryan Gravenberch, and for him to fire it into the back of the net. Brilliant from Frimpong. That's what I want to see more of. That's why I hope that his injury issues are behind him and we can see more of Jeremy Frimpong going forward, because that is exactly what we kind of need from him in terms of breaking down these low blocks, because teams are finding it somewhat easy to play against us, which is why we've struggled for most of the season. Low block, we struggle to break down low blocks. We don't really have anything to show for it because we don't move the ball quick enough. We need something a little different. And Frimpong is someone that can provide that something different. And that's exactly what happened. He helps break the deadlock. Ekatike finds Wirtz. Lovely ball through to Wirtz. Wirtz with a cool finish makes it 2-0. And then you're thinking, just stand on their necks, metaphorically, of course, and just don't let up until the final whistle. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. And we don't do that. Second half, we come out and we're a completely different team. We look nervous. We look shaky. They get a goal back. And all of a sudden, the tide completely changes. And all of a sudden, all of these players that were really good in the first half suddenly just look like they doubt themselves. They're second guessing themselves. They look a shadow of what they were in the first half. And what we saw in the second half in comparison to the first was just Wolves go, these are here for the taking here. Putting crosses into the box, going direct, 2 big absolute beasts up front. They were going direct, they're going long, they're winning every first ball, they're out-muscling us, out-thinking us, they're beating us physically. Like, every aspect that Liverpool falter in, they were just managing to exploit. They were exploiting all of our weaknesses that we've displayed all of this season. The only problem with Wolves is that they just lacked that little bit of quality. That little bit of quality that other teams had that managed to beat us. So like the Brentfords, for example, or, the Chelseas, or even the Man Uniteds, as, as up and down as what they've been. They still have that individual quality that got them across the finish line in the games that they played against us. Wolves just simply didn't have enough to get them across the finish line to get something in this game. And that's where we got lucky. If we were facing a team like City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, they would have probably got something in this game. Aston Villa would have got something in this game. But we were lucky we were facing rock bottom of the table, only 2 points to show in 18 games, and not even a single win this season, Wolverhampton Wanderers. We were very, very fortunate. I'm worried for us with the many injuries that our team is facing. I mean, everybody's facing injuries, but I do understand where you're coming from. Like, we seemingly can't get a full squad together right now because every time someone comes back, someone goes out. And that just seemingly is the revolving door of injuries for us this season. And I hate to say it, and I hate to be doom and gloom, but the January transfer window doesn't exactly look promising for us either. I think we will do something, but if the Semenyo deal is as wrapped up as what people are saying it is, and he's going to Man City, and there were reports yesterday suggesting that Mark Gahey's going to be staying at Crystal Palace till the end of the season, then I don't have much hope of us doing much in January. I'm not going to lie. Big up Nems is in the building. Hope you're doing well, bro. Lovely to have you here with us. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Dean says, I really want to be positive, but I can't. I love this club, and I hope the better performances will come and the consistency. Again, I 100% agree with you, bro. I am fully on board with what you're saying there. I want the performances to come as well. I want the performances. I want the consistency. We should be seeing it now, though. We are halfway or almost halfway through the season. And apart from 4 or 5 games, there have not been many good performances. I can't think of too many. Like, I can maybe go, we had a spell here and a spell there in games. I can't tell you many games in which throughout the entirety or the vast majority of 90 minutes, we've played well in. At least in the Premier League as well. I can say maybe Villa. I can say definitely Real Madrid. I'm struggling after that. You know, Frankfurt is Frankfurt. Cool. Whatever. After that, I'm struggling. I can say that for about 60-odd minutes, 70-odd minutes, we were good against Bournemouth. I think for the first 45 minutes in the Merseyside derby, I think we were good there. We were decent against Inter, but not amazing. I can't think of too many performances. I really, really can't. I really, really can't. I'm well, thanks, and you. Good to hear, man. Good to hear that you're doing well. And yeah, I'm good too, man. Thank you. I'm really, really good. Thanks. We need 2 players in January. I 100% agree with you. I 120% agree with you that we need 2 players. A centre-back and I would say a DM, but I don't think a DM is going to be available. I don't think a DM is going to be available to us in January. So it probably will have to be a winger. Although I'm not 100% sure why a winger. I still think we should trust in Rio Engamoa. I still think we should trust in Rio Engamoa on the left. But Slot doesn't want to trust in him for whatever reason. Don't know why. Doesn't want to trust in him. Chiesa, like I say, I think he deserves more minutes. It is what it is. Salah comes back in after AFCON, of course. We shall see what the situation is there. But it does seem like we're after a winger. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced why we should be, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I get it. I get why we are after a winger. I'm just saying that I'm not convinced that it's the top priority. That's what I mean to say. There was a lot of rumours saying that Liverpool are going to get a striker because Isak is injured? Do you think we need one? If one became available for 6 months on loan, depending on how severe and obviously the timeline of Isak's return, then yes, I think if the right one became available for a short loan move, I wouldn't be completely against it. There was talk that maybe Gonzalo Ramos of PSG might be available for 6 months, but yeah, we shall see. We shall see on that one. I don't know. I think it's something worth exploring. I think it is something worth exploring. We can't just keep Ekatike as the main man. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Can't be playing every minute. And our second option is them throwing Chiesa up front or putting Wirtz in a false 9. So, it's really, really awkward to really say. Big up Confused Airplane. Hope you're doing well. How are you doing? I'm doing good, man. Hope you're doing well too. Do you think we get a right winger in January? I think it depends what happens with Salah. I don't know. I think Salah stays, to be fair. But I don't know, man. I think we go for someone who's versatile. So I think we go with someone who maybe is predominantly on the left, but can also play on the right, a bit like what Semenyo would have been. But I don't think we go for predominantly a right winger. I don't know what our backup option is. A lot of people are saying Barcola. I don't think that's realistic. I don't. And also, let's be real. Knowing this club, I wouldn't be surprised if we set our sights on Michael Elise in the summer. So we ignore signing a winger in January now that Semenyo's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if we just ignore that and we go with Michael Elise in the summer. Now, whether we get Michael Elise or not is a different story. But I wouldn't be surprised if we focus our efforts on getting Elise and probably get rejected then as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Big up Jordan. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, bro. Obviously, that's happening in a few days, but I get what you mean. Big up to you. Go subscribe to Jordan's channel, guys. Doing really, really well. Doing amazing over there on his channel. Go and show him some love and some support. Really, really do appreciate that. Confused Airplane is, yeah, cool. I would place Saka as a 9. Saka. Okay. Saka as a 9. That's interesting, considering he's at Arsenal. Do I play soccer? No, I do not. It's not anymore, anyway. And it's football, not soccer. Just saying, bro. Just saying. I would love Elise. Me too, bro. Oh, Salah. Right. Okay. That makes a lot more sense than Saka. You know what? In a system where you go 2 up front, it wouldn't be the worst idea to give him like a bit of a free roll. To give him the free roll, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what this new system sort of kind of is now, I guess. I think maybe a lot of people are saying like the idea was maybe to move to a 2-striker setup, which is something a little different to what everybody else is doing right now. But I don't know. I don't even know what football we are playing right now. If we are playing any, we seem to be a very poorly coached team. We are a very poorly coached team. The standard of football that we play is simply put not good enough. It's simply just not good enough. I mean, we were getting passed off the park by Wolves. They just lacked quality in the final third to do anything about it. Like, they were so good in that second half, but we were so poor I don't even know what football we are playing anymore. I don't know. I'm. It's so weird because we've actually won back-to-back games these past couple of weeks, and in both of those games, I felt so disinterested in those games. I don't know what it's a weird feeling in which we won the games, but I'm so like I couldn't care less. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it's so weird. It's so weird. I'm struggling to describe it. It's so like I just don't care. It's like I just don't care. Like we win the games, cool. I'm happy for the 3 points. I'm happy for the win. And then I'm like, but that was a long and painful road to get to those 3 points. We made it unnecessarily difficult for ourselves. I just struggle. I struggle. We can play Ekatike and Salah as 9s. Yeah, I don't know whether that necessarily completely works. Especially considering that Gakpo is now back. So I imagine it's only going to be another game or so before Slot just throws him straight back in. Because, Gakpo can't do no wrong, apparently. So we probably will get some width back. But then again, you could throw Gakpo up front and see if that changes anything. I doubt it, but Slot does love Gakpo, so we shall see. Big up, Speedy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you here with us. Hope you're doing well, my bro. I hear you. Gakpo is Slot's son. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if something turned out like that. Like, legit, Gakpo must have either some sort of dirt or something on Slot for him to be playing as many games as what he has done. Like, I find it bizarre. I really do find it bizarre. Because that guy has... Every time you think he has a good game, he goes and just does something the next game that you think, what are you doing? How are you playing like that? And he has really struggled. Really struggled. I know everybody has, but he in particular has really stood out, in my opinion. It's just so bizarre. It's so bizarre. But it is what it is. In terms of that aspect, I don't know. In the summer, we need to buy a left wing and a right wing. I don't think we will, man. I think we'll go for one winger, and it will be a versatile winger that can play off either side. And then depending on what Salah wants to do, that's why I think Michael Elise will be what we target. Now, whether we actually sign him or not, like I say, is a different story. But Michael Elise, for me, would be the obvious target should Salah decide he wants to go, or should the club decide that they want to move Salah on. Elise would be the obvious target, can play on the right, can play through the centre. Technically can also play on the left as well, although that's not his predominant and main position, but it's a possibility should we be desperate enough to obviously trial that. Mainly, I think we're going to need, depending on the Andy Robertson situation, a left back to back up Kirkez. We're obviously going to need, at the very least, 1, maybe 2 centre-backs. And we're going to need a DM. Those are the 3 positions I think we're going to be needing to look at. And I would put the centre-backs as top priority. I would put the CDM as the second priority. And then a backup left back as third, because although, again, Kirkez has been another one who's been actually decent these past few weeks, would I trust Kirkez to run that left back position on his own? No. Unless, of course, Tsimikas comes back, Robertson goes, and Tsimikas becomes our backup left back. Which could be a possibility. Could be a possibility. So, you know, that could be a possibility for us going forward at left back. So it might not be as big of a problem, but obviously it would depend on what Tsimikas wants to do and what Robertson wants to do. But the main priority for me is centre back and CDM. And for me, you know, the centre back thing is just so up in the air right now in terms of Gomez's injuries, Konate's contract situation, Van Dijk's age. I don't think we've got a contingency plan there. We don't really have a contingency plan there. In goal, we do. In goal, we have a contingency plan. Technically, in the attacking third, we kind of do, with Isak coming in the summer and Ekatike coming in for Salah, maybe. Not necessarily replacing the player's position, but more the goals and assists output. We don't really have a contingency plan in place for midfield and defence. So that definitely does need to be looked at, in my personal opinion. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I would go Barcola and Elise for me. Again, I would love that. I would love both. I'd love one or the other. But does it mean that we're going to get them? Probably not. Barcola is going to be difficult to get out of PSG. Elise, for me, is going to have the world of clubs at his feet. I don't know, man. I really, really do not know. If Real Madrid can call in for him as well, Jesus Christ, we're done for. Elise would be amazing. But is that going to be realistic? Is that going to happen? If we were going into next summer as Champions League winners, maybe. Might strengthen our position. Do I think we'll get Champions League under Arne Slot playing the way we are right now? No. I don't think we're going into next summer in any kind of strong position other than the fact that we may have Champions League football to show for our efforts this year. Which, as a team that is the defending Premier League champions, as a team that has gone into the summer spending 450 odd million, is simply put, not good enough. Not good enough. But that's what happens when you've got a manager who is stubborn to change his ways, a manager who has not improved at all, a manager who is basically going out in public and expressing his frustration with Liverpool's own weaknesses, highlighting them and saying there's nothing I can do about it. Well, I'm sorry, maybe you're the head coach. That's your job. Your job is to overlook these things. Like, what are you doing if not? Because once again, Saturday, surprise, 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 we lose a goal to a set piece. Who'd have thunk it? Who would have thunk it that we would have lost a goal to a set piece? Imagine my shock. Imagine my shock. Like, imagine my shock that Liverpool would concede a goal from a set piece. Just absolutely insane. I'm just I'm not really sure how to find it, but give me 1 second. Just trying to find like how many goals you've actually conceded from set pieces this season. I did have it, but I can't remember where I put it. I did have the friggin' number. I know this is great content, but this is my bad because I don't remember where I had it on here. I don't remember where it is. Where? I can't find it, but I bet we're very, 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 very low on very, very high on set pieces conceded this season. I bet we're very, very high. I can't actually find it. I've lost where it is. But from what I remember, very high on set pieces conceded this season. Because we struggle from set pieces. Every set piece you can imagine, we are terrified to defend it. We are absolutely terrified to defend it. Corners, free kicks, long throw-ins, you name it, we are scared to defend it. Why? Why is that the case? It makes no sense. I just don't get it. I genuinely just don't get it. How can we be so poor? And it's not even the fact that we're so poor. It's the fact that we know we're poor at them, but we do seemingly nothing. Absolutely nothing about changing that. We do nothing in terms of trying to help us in future games combat that. Why are we so poor at defending from set pieces? Why? Why are we so poor? And yet every single time it's like Slot just goes out there in press conferences and interviews, gets asked that kind of question and goes, I don't know what to do. It's a job. It's your job. You're the head coach, which means you should be overseeing these issues and going, right, we need to sort this out. We need to work on this week. We need to work heavily on this week. Like, what is going on? How can we be so poor at defending them? And yet, so poor at also scoring them as well. And you know, maybe we have scored a fair few this season. But at the same time, we don't score enough. We don't score enough. Szoboszlai is the best player of the season, yeah. And you know what? That suspension he picked up might be the blessing in disguise, considering that he's had like a 2-week, he's had a bit of a 2-week rest. Because otherwise, he wasn't getting a rest this season, and then you can guarantee that something was going to go at some point. You could probably say that something was going to go at some point, and we would then be screwed. I'm glad he got suspended for the Wolves game. If there was ever a perfect game for Szoboszlai to be suspended for, it was probably that game. And now, we can move on from that, and we can pick up where we left off, because Szoboszlai has been absolutely amazing this season. I 100% agree. Closely followed behind, though, by Ekitike. Ekitike, Szoboszlai, our two best players this season. Big up Deluded Steve. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Lovely to have you here with us. Hope you're doing well. He says, Matt, are you becoming slotting again? Absolutely not right now. The results have been fine for the most part. It's an uninspired and underwhelming unbeaten run, though, I've got to admit. If you're counting draws against the likes of Sunderland and Leeds in which, of course, you were actually 2 goals up against Leeds, then, you got to take a hard, long look at yourself. You know what it's like? I was thinking about this yesterday. Do you remember when Louis van Gaal was manager of Manchester United and he went on an unbeaten run? The football was boring. The matches were somewhat uneventful. It was uninspiring. It was so dull. But they were getting results. But everybody outside of the Man United fan base, maybe some inside, I don't really remember back then, but everybody outside the Man United fan base, from what I recall, was saying, this is not sustainable. We're going to get found out eventually. And they did. They eventually got found out. This is us right now. We are going through Louis van Gaal Man United era. We may be picking up some results. We may be in a bit of an unbeaten run right now. But it's not sustainable. It's a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. It's so poor. It's so poor. I'm baffled by it. I'm completely baffled by it. Verts is getting better for us every game. Absolutely. 100% agree. Ekitike is the signing of the season. The signing of our season, definitely. The signing of the season in terms of the Premier League, I think he's up there, but I don't quite think he takes number 1 spot, I have to admit. Some man as YouTubers are flip-flopping right now. Yeah, and they will do, because they might see it bringing in views and things like that. I don't flip-flop unless I will change my opinion based on the evidence that is presented in front of me. And if there is enough evidence presented in front of me, that is when I will change my opinion. I won't just basically go from game to game based on the result, changing my opinion. I didn't say slot out after Man United because I thought this will get me views, or this will get me this or that or the other. I said slot out after Man United because I wasn't seeing anything to make me believe in this manager anymore. Wins against Aston Villa and Real Madrid did not change that opinion. Was I happy that Liverpool won? Of course I was. Because at the end of the day, I want Liverpool to succeed. And even on a much deeper level, I probably hope that Slot can turn it around. I would hope that maybe I am proven wrong and Slot can make me change my opinion, and Slot can maybe take this Liverpool side to new highs and new extremes, playing some good football, playing some very attractive football, winning games and winning trophies. That is what I deeply hope that he will do for this team. But the evidence presented in front of me, is that he can't do it. And again, I hope I am proven wrong. For as long as he's in the job, I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope at the end of the season, we get our 7th Champions League trophy. But I don't think that will be possible. But yet, if he goes and does it, I'm not going to be sat here angry at the fact that he's proven me wrong. I'm going to be going, you know what? Fair play to you. You've proven me wrong. You did something that I didn't think you could do, I stand corrected. I'm not flip-flopping based off of one match, 2 matches. Give me something to believe in. Give me something to work with. Give me a large amount of evidence to suggest that you're doing something different. And maybe then I will change my opinion. Until then, I will stick with my opinion, not based off of views, not based off of any personal gain, but for the want for Liverpool Football Club to be the best it can possibly be. That is what my overall aim is here. That is what I'm obviously hoping for here. Where are we at? I just did that one. Nems here is still slot out. Same, bro. Same. I'm still slot out. And these wins haven't convinced me otherwise because the performances haven't been there. Maybe if the performances had been good enough, maybe I'd start slowly turning my opinion around. But just winning games is not the be-all and end-all because we should be winning games against Wolves. We should be beating Tottenham. We should be beating Leeds, and we didn't. We should be beating Sunderland at home. We didn't. We didn't. We should be beating West Ham. We did. Great. Were any of those games convincing? No. None of those games, maybe barring West Ham, was convincing. The performances need to go hand in hand with the results. Not all the time, because we know that we can't play. We can't play good football for 38 games of a 38-game season. We know that. Even when we were champions, we never played 38 great games. We played maybe 30 great games, and maybe the other 8 were sporadically. We didn't play very well, but we got the results when we needed to. Last season, for example, I would probably say that for the 34 games that we were competitive in, barring the last 4, that obviously we threw away because we were celebrating and they didn't really mean anything. The 34 games that we played to get to our 20th league title, I would probably say that we played well in about 28, maybe 29 of those games. I'd say there was maybe 2 games that we were terrible in, the Fulham game and the Tottenham game, and the rest we were meh. We were poor, but we got the job done. Whether it was getting a draw or whether it was getting a win by a scrappy moment or a moment of brilliance or whatever it was, we were meh. You're not going to play perfect in all of those games. But give me something to go on. Arsenal, look at Arsenal right now. Arsenal these past 3 or 4 weeks have not been convincing. But yet they managed to scrape through against Wolves by not playing well. Their lack of finishing almost cost them against Brighton. They've not been playing amazing, but they're getting the job done. They're getting the job done when it matters. That's what champions do. But on the other side of that, they also play well when it matters most. And they played well this season a number of times. They get the job done. They play well. They have a bit of a sticky spell where maybe they're not playing well, but they're still grinding out results. That's what champions do. Us right now, it's not convincing. It's really, really not convincing. And we should be convincing. It's really, really poor. I can't stand Anfield agenda, bro. Man flip-flops every damn game. Is that the... that's the... Is he like the Irish? Is that the Irish guy? That's the Irish guy, isn't it? Oh, there's a couple of Irish Liverpool fans that are annoying me right now, actually. Yeah, I know Anfield Agenda, I can't remember his freaking name. Is it Keith? Not Keith. Not Keith. Why did I think Keith? What's his frigging name? What's his freaking name? Why can't I think of his name? Craig. Don't know why I said Keith. Craig. Yeah, he's annoying. There's another Irish Liverpool fan who annoys me as well. I can't remember his name either, but yeah, he annoys me. But anybody who's a Liverpool fan who flip flops just annoys me. It doesn't matter on like your nationality or anything like that. Just those two recently I've been seeing a lot of, and they annoy me. But yeah, I don't really watch. His name is Flip Flop. Yeah, probably is to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, I can be happy at the result, yes, but I can still want the manager out in the same way that people can be slot in but not be happy with the result. That's the thing I don't get with like modern day fans. You can be unhappy at a result but still want the manager in, but you can't be happy at the result but want the manager out at the same time. Like, how does that work? Explain that one to me. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It annoys me. But Anfield Agenda is terrible. Anfield Agenda is absolutely terrible. I don't know why people watch that guy. I'm not... Like, have your opinion, to each their own and all of that kind of stuff. Whatever. But honestly, like, some of the stuff that guy says and does is mind-boggling to me. Which is why I'm so glad I've not watched him for a long, long time. Every now and again, a clip or something will pop up on my social media from him. I don't understand necessarily why. But every so often, a clip will pop up from him eventually. And it's like, why? Why would you plague my timeline with that? Why would you plague my algorithm with that? Anyway, rant over. We're better than that. But yeah, anybody who flip flops, I'm not in. If you can give me good evidence as to why we should be slotting, I'll hear you out. Like, I'm not sat here saying that what I'm saying is right, what you're saying is completely wrong. I'm prepared to have any logical debate with anybody. But give me some decent evidence as to why I should maybe change my opinion, and I'll hear you out. But just saying, I think you should be slotting, I think you should do this, I think you should do that, without giving me anything. If there's no substance there, I can't believe in it. I'm convinced some of these big accounts only say stuff for clicks and engagement. It's the only way to grow. Well, not the only way to grow, but it's the only way to grow fast, I would say. Honestly, because it's not just Liverpool fans as well. There are fans of any and every rival that does this. They do this pointless stuff. They do rage baiting, which is just frigging awful, and I hate it so much. Or they genuinely put comments out there in which you know are ridiculous and they know they are complete BS, but you actually start questioning whether or not they actually believe it or not, what they're saying. Because if they do, that's scary. And if they don't, it's scary that people are actually believing in it, buying it, and deciding to follow that person. Prime example, you know United Trey on Twitter? Or X? That guy has got a big following from just being an absolute moron. An absolute moron. But he's got a big following from it. How is someone who is trying to grow their channel organically, how is someone who is trying to do this kind of thing, talk about football logically, meant to grow organically when you've got people like that are just engagement farming? You know what I mean? Like, how are you supposed to grow organically when you've got people like that basically put out the most stupidest of comments, and all they do is they just get engagement farm, and it just piles on top of people that actually want a logical debate. It's awful. It's like he'd probably put out something saying, I don't know, Brian and Bromo is better than prime Lionel Messi, for example. He'd throw that kind of comment out there. People would engage with it. Whether he believes it or not is irrelevant. He's already won because he's not there for the logical debate. He's not there for the talk or the topic or the discussion. He's there just to throw pointless, stupid tweets out there that people are going to jump on. And it's just going to pile on top of any other footballing conversation. That's just what I hate. And it's the same with any football content creator that wants to grow fast. They just do that. Or they make up stories like, oh, I've heard that so-and-so wants this player or that player. I hate it so much. It's the horrible and dark side of content creation on a football perspective that I just absolutely despise. I absolutely despise it. And you know what makes it worse as well? What makes it worse is when the mainstream media do it, which is why I call out the mainstream media more than I do fan content. If the mainstream media was to jump on something like that, I call it out. That's why I call out when, you know, Howard Webb does his show with Michael Owen. That's why I call out when you know, any like Sky Sports talk absolute nonsense, when Jamie Carragher says stuff about Liverpool or about Salah, or when Roy Keane runs his mouth, or when Gary Neville says something stupid. They're the mainstream media. I will call them out because they have access to things that normal fans don't. I can understand a fan making that kind of content because they are too stupid to work out. I can just say whatever I like and get away with it because it's engagement farming. I don't have the platform yet to be able to do that kind of stuff. But the mainstream media do. They have the biggest platforms to spout their nonsense. So if they do it on their platforms, that makes it a million times worse than just some moronic fan on any social media or YouTube or whoever just to talk absolute nonsense. It makes it a million times worse, which is why I will call it out more from a mainstream media perspective than I would a fan content creating perspective. I'll still call out fans when I can. You know, I called out Julian twice this past year on AFTV. One for his stupid views that had no place in that time and place with the whole Robbie and Saeed thing. And the second one was when he called out Wolves a few weeks ago for apparently not being competitive enough or whatever the hell he was talking about. I called out AFTV against TalkSport in the past as well. I think I've done something else, fan content creation, but that is something that I'm looking to do more going into 2026. I want to start calling out and making these people accountable for making these absolute stupid claims. And I know a lot of it is like rage bait, but I think it's something that going forward we need to eradicate rage bait. It has a place. If you want to go down the whole banter route, because I know that obviously banter is part of, talking football and all of that stuff. And I'm not trying to take it away and make it less fun. But, there's rage bait and then there's banter. And I think people need to work out where the line is. Anyway, rant over. So dumb. I think that's not their real footballing opinion. It's hard to tell these days. Some people may actually believe that kind of stupid stuff or want to believe it just because they may get engagement out of it. Yeah, I can't stand him either. He's an absolute prick. Man says the stupidest stuff daily. Yeah, absolutely. The worst one is when he surely can't be a United fan because he makes these comments on a weekly basis of on today's agenda. United win, Liverpool lose, Chelsea lose, Arsenal lose, happy days, or something like that. And then it's like the exact opposite that happens. And it's like, I know we all get predictions wrong, but how could you be so wrong near enough all the time? You know what I mean? They need the same guy that claimed Danny Welbeck is a better footballer than Mo Salah. That was actually Lee Gunner that said that, I believe. Now, of course, United Trey may hold the same opinion. I don't know, but I do remember Lee Gunner, infamous Arsenal fan online, said the exact same thing. Now, what I will say with Lee Gunner is there are certain things I do agree with him on, and there are a lot of things I don't. Like most football content creators and most fans and most pundits, that is the case with Lee Gunner. I think he goes a bit too extreme sometimes. But that's just me. I think he sometimes goes a bit too extreme. And sometimes I don't necessarily get his point of view, but it is what it is. It is what it is. He's like the drunk uncle of YouTube of football content creation, should I say? Like he's just from a different era. Just from a different era, I'd say. Oh yeah, Verts is on Player of the Week. Yeah, he was out. He was brilliant in that game. He was brilliant against Wolves. I already know this is about Goldbridge, and I swiped up 5 seconds ago. Big up Liam. How you doing? Well, my bro. I don't really have a problem with Goldbridge. I don't have a massive problem with Gold. Again, most of the stuff that he says can be sometimes a bit out there. I actually end up agreeing more with Goldbridge than a lot of other content creators. I'll admit, like I find myself on the same wavelength with Goldbridge more so than a lot of other people. I don't know. I not on everything, and not on anything. But I don't know. I don't mind Goldbridge as much as what other people claim. I think Goldbridge is more down to earth than what a lot of people give him credit for. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, you don't have to agree, but I agree more with Goldbridge than a lot of other. I'm talking like big content creators. I agree with more of what Goldbridge says than a lot, and I do follow a lot of Goldbridge's stuff. Even sometimes on Man United, when he talks about United stuff, I follow it because I like to gain more of an insight into other teams and not just my own. So I will follow Goldbridge's stuff. I see what he's talking about. I try and get a new insight into other clubs so that I know that if I make a video on United or if I make a video on Chelsea, I have a bit more understanding of what other people are saying. at that time. So I don't mind it. I don't mind him whatsoever. I don't know. It is what it is. Drunken, yeah. I mean, he kind of is. He's like a very angry, drunken uncle. He's very angry. He seems very angry all the time. Like, seems very angry, and that nothing Arsenal do ever makes him seemingly happy. And even if like Arsenal win convincingly, it's like he's happy, but you just know he's like a minute away from saying something negative. I don't know. I don't know. Big up Red Rain, who's in the building. Lovely to have you here, my bro. Says big up, mate. Hope you had a good Christmas. Yes, I did, mate. I did. It was a very, very nice, chill few days with family. I hope you had a good Christmas too, my friend. Big up to you, my bro. Go and subscribe to Red Rain's channel, doing some awesome stuff over there. Go and show him some love and support. Really, really would appreciate it. We need to arrange some collabs, bro, especially for January. Well, the perfect time to do it, especially with the January transfer window coming around the corner. I'm sure there'll be plenty of rumors and things like that. So, yes, we'll definitely get something arranged very, very soon, my friend, I'm sure. Fletch, do you think Wirtz will have a much better 2026? I think he's finally adapting to the physicality and speed of the English game. Yeah, I agree. Like I say, I think the past few games we have seen Florian Wirtz properly shine. I don't think he's got the GA to go with his performances. But there's still time. There's still plenty of time. And you can tell that he's starting to understand the game over here a little bit more, whether it's with this club, with these players, or in the league itself. He's starting to really understand it, in my opinion. So I am predicting a much better 2026 for Florian Wirtz now that he's seemingly settled in really well. Liam Jones says, try having him as a content creator for your club. The guy is a weapon. There could be that as well. Where I'm obviously looking at it from the outside perspective of a Liverpool fan rather than a Man United fan. I mean, I've just gone on a rant there about Craig from the Anfield Agenda and about how much of a pillock I think he is. So maybe it is that. Maybe it is that I'm looking at it from the outside perspective rather than inside perspective. But I don't know. I still think I don't know. I just think it's about balance and about seeing things from different perspectives sometimes. And I think certain people are not open-minded enough to see things from other perspectives. I like to have balanced argument with things. So I will sometimes listen to Redmen, for example, and I don't think Redmen personally give their full opinion because I think that they've got ties too close to the club, that if they say too much, it might just, might just end up, the club might just end up going, I know you've done interviews with our players before, but we've seen some of your stuff online. We're not going to go down that route. And then I look at someone like Don Hussam, for example, and me and Hussam, like, never met the guy, never had any interaction with the guy, but I'll watch a lot of his stuff, and a lot of what he says, not everything again, but a lot of what he says rings true. And I think he is one of the most brutal people online to talk about that kind of stuff. So again, I don't plead and I don't ask for you to like agree with everything I say. I encourage the debate. I encourage the challenge. I encourage you to just not go, yeah, I believe it because he says it. I encourage you to be like, I think you're wrong and here's my reason for it. I'm open to the debate. I'm very much open to any debate. If again, let's take the Arne Slot example as a prime example here. If you can sit there and tell me why I should be Arne Slot in, and give me some good reasons, I'll hear you out. I will hear you out. And I'll be like, you know what? You make a few good points there. Here's where I push back on. Here's where I concede. And we'll have a very logical, nice debate about it. If you just sat there telling me you should do this because I say so, or some words to that effect, I'm not going to listen to you because there's no evidence or substance there. It's just, you should follow my opinion. Like, I'm not going to do that, bro. I'm not going to do that. But again, you may be right. Maybe it's because I'm from the outside perspective rather than inside. But again, Anfield Agenda, absolute muppet. Occasionally will listen to some of his stuff if it does crop up on my timeline, but very, very rarely because of some of the stuff that he said in the past that is just bizarre. Don Hassam, like I say, we'll listen to him because he cuts out the BS. He just goes straight to the point, and that's what I like about him. He may not exactly be right 100% of the time, but I think he's more right than he is wrong on most things to do with Liverpool, at least. As I say, Redmen, used to watch their content a lot. I only watch bits and pieces now, but still, I think they hold a different perspective that I will occasionally watch just to broaden my horizons. That's from my own fan base. Outside of that, I will listen to other people that talk about their club, and I will basically try and, again, broaden my horizons on their club, because I don't want to just have a Liverpool channel here. I want to talk Premier League. I want to talk about different clubs in the Premier League. So I will try and follow and react and listen to as many different perspectives on certain news stories as I can, to, again, try and broaden my horizons, try and listen to other people's perspectives and things like that, which is why I will listen to Goldbridge. I'll even listen to Rory Jennings. And Jesus Christ, that guy is very articulate in what he's saying, and obviously he's very good with the English language. But Jesus Christ, dude, some of the stuff he says is like, what are you on about? Like, some of his stuff, bizarre. Like, I'll listen to little snippets, little tiny snippets of AFTV every so often. Not a lot, but not as much as I used to anyway. Back in the day when AFTV had its like big boom period, every so often there'll be something that either amuses me, or there'll be something that infuriates me, or there's something that I just need to like brush up on to learn from the perspective of an Arsenal fan. Something like that. You know, everybody's now got stuff like that, and that's just, you know, something that we just have to look up on. And I encourage people to not just completely dismiss them. Like, you can not like them maybe as a person, you can maybe not like them as an individual, but as a content creator, I encourage you to listen and try and read between the lines. I encourage you to try and maybe hear them out and see if their opinion is genuine or not. If they flip-flop too much, obviously don't listen to them, because how are we supposed to take their opinions seriously if 1 week they're saying one thing and the next they're saying the complete opposite? It's like people that really want a player to join their club. Take Florian Wirtz as a prime example. Any and every team this past summer would have absolutely done anything and everything to get Florian Wirtz into their club this past summer. But because Liverpool did, and because he's not hit the ground running as well as what a lot of Liverpool fans would have liked, a lot of fans from rival clubs are now turning around and laughing at Liverpool. You would have loved to have had Florian Wirtz at United, Arsenal, Villa, Chelsea, City, whoever. You would have absolutely sold your soul to have Florian Wirtz at your club. But because he hasn't exactly done amazingly well, all of a sudden, he's a flop. He's not good enough. He was never worth that money. He was not good enough as a player. He was never good at Leverkusen. Those are the kind of things that are being thrown. Those kinds of people deserve to not have any sort of platform to voice their opinion, in my opinion. Good to hear, bro. Yeah, I did. Thanks. That's good, man. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're doing well, my friend. I'm glad you're doing well. And like I say, hopefully we can sort something out very, very soon. I tend to agree with the majority of your football analysis, Fletch. That's why I'm subbed. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And if you do have the same opinion of me, then fine, fair enough. But I don't want you to sit there if you do disagree with me and just, be quiet about it. I encourage the conversation because it helps me understand your perspective and you can understand then my perspective. And then maybe we can, debate, and we may not agree, but I like the debate. I like to see things from other people's perspective because maybe there's things that I've overlooked, or maybe there's things that you've overlooked, or vice versa. I don't know, but I encourage that. If we disagree on something, don't hold back. I encourage, as long as you're not vicious about it, as long as you're not horrible about it, I encourage the back and forth because that is, in my opinion, what football debate is all about. It's about discussion. It's about debate. It's just brings all of that out together. It's about speculation and prediction. All of that stuff. I enjoy it so much. I enjoy the bold lad who supports Liverpool for the same reason other fans like watching Goldbridge. Other fans love hearing misery. Yeah, there is that too. And let's face it, I don't think AFTV would have been as popular as what it is right now had it not been for Arsenal's dreadful, doomed period of time in which, everybody was in the mud kind of thing. And, you had the likes of Troops and DT and people like that ranting and raving and screaming every single week because, they wanted Wenger out and, their players weren't good enough and they want Kroenke out and this player out and that player out and that person out. And I don't think it would be as popular as what it was had it not been for those kinds of characters coming on every week and ranting and raving. Mainly from the outside perspective of their own fan base. But at the same time, it still would have been popular because it was something different and unique at the time. And it was doing something that, a lot of fans were tired of the mainstream media not doing, which was hearing them out. It was basically seen as, well, we've got people that played the game. We've got ex-pros, ex-players. They know what they're talking about. You're just a fan. Ignore what you're doing. We're going to listen to these people instead. And it's obviously not mainly about that. There's a lot more to it than that. Rival fans enjoy Craig. That should tell you everything you need to know about him. That's a fair point. I mean, there are going to be some rival fans that like him because they actually think he speaks sense, but a lot more are going to be laughing at him than with him. When I listen to Goldbridge, it's mainly because I agree with him, and he is entertaining. There's no doubt about it. He's very entertaining. He built up a massive audience on multiple platforms to be that guy, to be entertaining, and to obviously hold that to hold that audience. So when I listen to a content creator, I'm not doing it because I necessarily agree with them. It's not necessarily because I disagree with them. It's because I want to get more of a perspective and insight onto how a fan of that particular club is feeling about the topic at hand or the conversation at hand. That's what I'm mainly interested in. Obviously, it's different for other people. Maybe they're doing it for entertainment purposes. Maybe they're doing it for a laugh. Maybe they're doing it to mock someone, whatever the case may be. I'm doing it purely for more insight. That's just me. His own fan base cannot stand him. Yeah, I don't like him. Like I say, he's whatever he is. Yeah. Rory Jennings said wearing football shirts are for children only. Couldn't care less, mate. Couldn't care less. He's a weirdo. You can wear a football shirt. I like wearing football shirts. Football shirts, nice, comfy, casual. I like wearing football shirts. I'll never wear, I said this before on stream, I'll never wear the shirt of another English club, but I like wearing football shirts of my own club. I like wearing football shirts of other clubs from around the world. I like wearing football shirts. I got a couple this past Christmas. I got a Serie B team, who I can't remember the name of now. I can't remember what Serie B team I got, but I got a Serie B shirt. And I also got a PSV shirt. I buy them mystery kits. I think they're really cool. I just like wearing football shirts. I got a PSV kit this past Christmas. So I like it. I like wearing football shirts. Like I say, they're cool and comfy. And, you know, I'm an adult, so I wear whatever the hell I want. I'll wear whatever I want. If you're going to be weird about it and be like, no, football shirts from grown-ups, very weird. I think names on the back of football shirts for a grown adult are a bit weird. Unless it's the only line I'll draw is if it's like a classic shirt from like years and years and years ago with an iconic name. So, for example, if you got like a 2002 Brazil shirt with Ronaldinho on the back, fine. If you got like a 2007 AC Milan shirt with Kaká on the back, fine. A Messi shirt from like 2009 to 2011, fine. If you've got like a classic shirt with an iconic name on the back for an adult, that's fine in my opinion. But if you're getting a shirt in the modern day, like if you're getting a shirt in the modern day like today, and you're like 30, 40, 50 years old, and you're getting like McAllister or you're getting Salah or whoever on the back of your shirt, might need to have a word with yourself there. Might need to have a bit of a word with yourself there. Get the shirt, fine. But if you're getting a name on the back of that shirt in the modern day, yeah, not great. I don't think that's great. Just personally, I don't think it is. And that if you're an adult at 18, you should never wear your team's shirt in public. He's strange. He is very, very strange. He's a very, very strange man with strange views. The wearing of football shirts is fine. However, I do agree with the sentiment that wearing another man's name on your back is weird. Like I say, I think if it's a classic shirt, fine. Modern day, no. Let it age a bit. Let it age. Would Steven Gerrard be an iconic name for you, Fletch? Yeah. If you were to give me like a 2005 to 2008 Liverpool shirt with Gerrard on the back, I'd be fine with that. Like, he's my hero, my childhood hero. I'm cool with that. Like I say, if you're a kid having a name on the back of your shirt, no problem whatsoever. As a grown adult, it's a little bit weird. I can't say your name. I don't know how to say your name, bro. I really do apologize. If you've got a name that you prefer, just throw it in the chat for me. But big up to you, my bro. Really happy that you're here. Love that you're here, and yeah, hope you're doing well, my friend. Is Ronaldo your favorite player? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I respect Ronaldo and all his accomplishments and achievements in the world of football, but he is most definitely not my favorite player. Not of all time, not of the current era. If you would say, are you Messi or Ronaldo? I'm Messi. But yeah, definitely not Ronaldo. What about Philip Coutinho? Oh, yes, Coutinho. Great. Let me think. No. Absolutely 100% positively not. I'm using my dad's account. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Or Daniel. I rate Daniel Agger, man. I like Daniel Agger. Daniel Agger, man. If injuries didn't hinder his career so much, that guy would have been quality. But even better than what he actually was. Even better than what he was. I love that guy. Daniel Agger was absolute quality. Daniel Sturridge, again, another one that if injuries hadn't have hindered his career, I wonder how far it could have actually took him. Such a shame that injuries did that. Do you like Klopp? Absolutely. Absolute legend. Love Klopp. My guy for life. Love that guy. Miss him. I miss prime Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. I miss it. I miss Salah, Mane, Firmino. I miss prime Henderson alongside Fabinho and Gini Wijnaldum. Oh, what a midfield three that was. So good. Those were the days. Alberto Aquilani. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's replace Xabi Alonso with Alberto Aquilani. Whose bright idea was that? Whose bright idea was that? My favourite manager of all time. I mean, obviously, Klopp has a special place in my heart for what he's done. I have a ton of respect for Sir Alex Ferguson, even though he's a rival. I have a ton of respect for what he managed to achieve in the game. Pep Guardiola, phenomenal wherever he's been. Ton of respect for him. Jose Mourinho, again, big respect. No respect for a lot of managers, man. No respect for a lot of managers, but you know, depends on whether I'm putting my biases aside or not. Alberto Moreno scored a quality goal against Tottenham. Scored a very good goal against Tottenham. It's just, if he could think as fast as his feet ran, he might have actually been decent. But his feet ran faster than his brain. Dijon! Lovren, what a guy. What a guy. Is 2 plus 23 times 6, 453. It is not. I can tell you that now. It's definitely not. So, we move on. That was the final game of 2025 for Liverpool. And now we move on to the new year. Liverpool are going into the new year unbeaten in their past few games. 4th in the table. 7 points behind Aston Villa. 3 points ahead of both Chelsea and Manchester United. And we are taking on Leeds United on New Year's Day on the 1st of January. Hopefully, it'll be better than when we last played them. Hopefully, it will be much smoother this time around than what it was last time. But again, I don't have high hopes. And this is the problem I've got. This team, under Arne Slot, don't give me a great deal of hope when it comes to these games. I don't know what Liverpool team is going to turn up. I don't know if it's going to be a team that is going to be dealing with Leeds in a comfortable fashion, or whether it's going to be a team that is going to struggle against Leeds and make it a lot more difficult for ourselves than what it needs to be. I don't know what to expect from this game, and I shouldn't be feeling that way for a side that is going into the game as Premier League champions and have spent 450 odd million in the summer. And yet, I don't know. I don't think. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. Look, it's at Anfield. New year. Hopefully, new way of playing for Liverpool and Arne Slot. Got some big games coming up. Like I say, we've got massive game this week against Leeds on Thursday. We've got to take on Fulham on Sunday. We then have another Thursday game against Arsenal a week on Thursday, so a week after New Year's Day. We then take on Arsenal before we have, obviously, the FA Cup. Then we got, I think, another midweek game. Saturday game. We'll play Barnsley on the Monday. I misread that. Barnsley on the Monday, followed by Burnley, and then we have midweek games. So we've got a lot of games coming up. We've got a lot of football to be played. We start off with Leeds, New Year's Day. I'm going with a win, but I can't see it being convincing again. Leeds, not one to be underestimated. Picked up some good points in recent weeks, especially against us. They picked up a point against Sunderland at weekend. We can't go into that game underestimating them, especially with the form that Dominic Calvert-Lewin's in. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in some pretty decent form, and we know that this is like his cup final. If Leeds could put together a team of Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, they would score plenty of goals against us because they seem to turn up against games with Liverpool in them. It's just the way that it is. Fingers crossed we get the job done. Fingers crossed we get the job done. Hopefully. Fletch, how angry or happy would you be if someone gifted you Mamadou Sakho shirt for Christmas? Oh dear. We're going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to entertain that one. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm not going to entertain that one. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and for listening, for taking time out of your busy schedules to hear the ramblings of this guy for today. Some big news to bring to you, though. We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have cracked 1K subs for this, for today. Well, not for today, but for the channel. We've cracked 1,000 subscribers. I know it may seem minor in terms of like YouTube numbers, but for me, it means a whole lot. I honestly cannot thank each and every single one of you enough for being here, whether it's watching the streams, liking the videos, any of your love and support to the channel has been absolutely amazing on this journey, and obviously long may it continue. So thank you. I really cannot thank you, each and every single one of you, enough for sticking by me and sticking by the channel. Like I say, hopefully 2026 is going to be even bigger. I'll still see you before the year's out, though. There'll be a couple of videos going up on the channel. I want to talk some Chelsea. There'll obviously be a Premier League predictions video for going into the new year with. Really, honestly, cannot thank you guys enough for 1K subscribers. We've cracked it during this stream. So here's to the next 1,000, hopefully. You guys are absolutely awesome. Really cannot thank you enough. Please continue to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Both things are always incredibly greatly appreciated. Kinsman here says, yay, congrats, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You've been a big contributor to the channel as well, my friend. So big up to you, my friend. Love that you've been here with us for a long time. Yeah, I really cannot thank you guys enough. I really can't. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I really do appreciate it. Continue to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new and want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. Thank you to each and every single one of you that's contributed today in terms of doing that already or being involved in the chat. It's always amazing and fantastic to talk football with each and every single one of you. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks live stream, and I will see you speak with you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you all so much once again for 1,000 subs. You guys are absolutely outstanding, and I cannot thank you guys enough. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again very soon.